Alright, so the next part of this is to test the Tesla turbine under different PSI. So I'll try to start from 20 PSI or whatever the gauge is saying on my compressor, and start from 20. It looks like the max on it is 90. And obviously as we get to 90, come on and I won't be able to really build up as much pressure at that point. So yeah, we'll be good. So again, yeah, that's the turbine. The human pressure, judging from it, it's around 20 psi, like around that. So now this is about 20 psi, or at least what the gauge is telling me to the turbine. Pretty much about 20 psi. The disc is a 2-inch disc, and then about the body of the air body is about 3 inches. It's a little under 3 inches, and I think it's about a quarter shaft and quarter on the bolts. I mean on the screws. So, alright, next one will be whatever I can get next. Okay, so the next test with the PSI is around 30 PSI or whatever the gauge is telling me. So we'll see what we get next. It should be a little faster. That's what it sounds like down there. I don't have a way to test how fast it's going, but I don't know. Okay, so this test again is with now it's with 40 psi. We've gone up 10 psi about, or whatever the gauge is telling me on this compressor. Alright, we'll go to 50 psi next. So again, 50 psi, and then going through a end connector like this. So. Getting past that. Next is 60 psi. So this test is, again, this one will be at 60 psi. If you look on the back side, this is being tested at 60. You can see a spiral effect going towards the center. This is the back side of the turbine, but on the front is the exhaust. On the exhaust port, you probably really can't see it, but on the back, you can see that the spiral shape coming in. So the pressure's coming from here, spinning around, trying to get to center. So it's pretty cool. You can see it in reality. That's at 60 psi. Put a little oil again, WD-40, on the little bearings that I have here. Next is 70. This is 70 psi. Ooh, sounds so good. This in the front. And you can see those spirals going into the center, coming around. So really, it's coming in from the top, You see the import right here. From the top, trying to come around. It interacts with itself, gets forced, and you can kind of see it spin towards the center. A little bit of a vortex effect. So next one will be 80 psi. So again, compressed air to a thing like this at 80 psi. So again, 80 psi. Alright, so this test is going to be at 90 psi. I put a little more WD-40 on my spacer slash fake bearing. So, let's see how fast it gets now. 90 psi, compressed air. In the back side, you can see the vortex. It gets a little more tighter. It's actually really neat. Let's see here. So I don't know if I can go higher than this, but I'll try to do 100 psi. So the pump's probably gonna come on, like pretty fast. I don't even know if the valve lets me go that high. It says it does, but we'll see. So the valve on the compressor says this is 100. I don't know if it is, but we will see. Alright, so the views from the back side of it, you might even see the vortex start. So it's supposedly 100, it says. I don't know. You can kind of see the vortex. It actually looks like the vortex gets tighter as the speed's going up. Um, we had a slight failure. The spacer bearing in the exhaust port shot out, so it actually still spins pretty well. But I don't want it to hurt it. On the 100 psi one, it's like 100, 110. Yeah, it's around like 100 to 110 on the gauge. The spacer bearing, which I was just using on the front here, actually shot out that way. So whatever speed we're going, we kind of had a slight breakdown. So that's why it's only rated for human power. But I just wanted to see what the max is on it. The discs look like they're okay from here, but I can't really see inside. On the back side, you can kind of, out of the oil that hit it, you can kind of see that vortex effect. You can see this line here, see that going, and so yeah, the air's coming in here. Suppose it comes around the outside and kind of condenses off of itself to the middle, where it comes out the exhaust ports, which are on this side. So yeah, that's it for, little simple thing. It actually was pretty amazing how fast I was going. I got a little scared at the 100 psi. So I don't know if that is 100. It's being reduced a little here, suggesting maybe it's even a higher psi. But that is what it is. That's it. About 2-inch turbine blade, 3 of them, in about was that at half and almost 3/4 of an inch that way, and held together by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 bolts. And some washers, just to kind of even out the space. You don't want to tighten it too much because it cracks the acrylic. And the blades are just super glued onto the middle shaft there. So I made them close. I was around 1/4 shaft diameter. And that's pretty much it. There's 4 exhaust holes there. The top, you can see the intake, which goes pretty much close to the blades. If you take this and turn a little, you can kind of get a different effect. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I don't know if I'm putting this one up, but nice to see everyone. Bye.